Hello, everyone, and welcome back to War for the Crown. We are still in Book 2, Songbird, Scion, and Saboteur. And, well, as we left off, some saboteuring kind of happened when Anastasia got a little bit of a poison dart right up in their face. And you were able to push the Count Lothheed out of the way of said dart, said bolt. And as you take the shot and immediately fall to the stairs, there's just kind of a little bit. There's an immediate panic. People are going wild. Not going wild, but people are panicking. You know, what's happening? And you all hear the Count, Bartleby Lothheed, speaking up and saying, "Do not worry, everyone. Everything is fine. Sir Gazon, come here, please. Come quick." And you see this. Where is he? Where is my good boy? This boy. I'll make him bigger. This boy. Moving through the crowds, and he gets to Anastasia, and he injects you with something, a little something. And you feel what would have been a poison running through your veins flush out, and you feel fine, and you hear Count Lothheed kind of whisper to you, "Thank you for saving me. There's anything I can do to repay this? I know there's a good. I know some people in town at the temple willing to pay for restoration." And he kind of pipes up again and says, "Do not worry, everyone. Just begin getting ready for the feast. Everything is fine." And you all kind of see him kind of snap his fingers towards some of his guards and goes, You. Go see what is happening upstairs. See that this does not happen again."
Can I see from my vantage point on the ground where the shot came from? Was because I spotted that it was a booby trap, but can I spot it since I'm actually on the ground?
Sure, give me a perception.
Sure. $15.
15. You are unable to see it from your vantage.
Probably the pain.
What do the three other party members do while everyone's kind of panicking? Bartleby is calling for investigation, and your companion is on the ground at the kind of middling of the staircase that they were walking up.
I think I'd like to go forward to where Anastasia is and just muse. They have an interesting way of congratulating people out here.
This is not common, I assure you. This is not common at all, actually. And I kind of pick up the bolt and examine it a little bit and kind of look around. It was shot from somewhere around here. I can't seem to pinpoint where it came from. Do you see anything?
Um, I'm not sure. Are you offering me a perception check?
You can
I
do
have
it.
even less knowledge about where things are, though.
Well, you can try.
Ah. Okay, yeah, that was bad. 13.
13, no.
No, at the very least, they keep themselves hidden. Whatever is going on, guess we'll all keep a closer eye out.
That does beg the question, how many people had access to this area prior to the party? This wasn't a shot, this was a booby trap. And Anastasia will get to her feet and kind of venture in the direction that the Count is trying to get everybody to go, but I fully intend on when I get inside to examine the bolts and see if I can learn anything from it.
I think I would probably tap Calbion on the shoulder and say, surely someone here must know what happened. Tell me if I spot anything amiss among the behavior of the crowd. And Desmond's gonna go and try to calm the crowd down as well, and try to get things a little less chaotic.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and survey the crowd, see if there's anyone who looks suspicious or disappointed.
You certainly can do so. Give me
I'm guessing that's
a...
a perception.
Yes.
Right.
$19. Nice indeed. As you begin kind of looking around in the crowd, you don't really see anyone, both with Desmond's and the Count himself, leading people towards the feasting room, calm down, everyone. This is fine. Everyone, just get ready for dinner. You really don't see anyone out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm.
I will say for Aravid and Anna, though, as some of Count Bartleby's guards rush up the stairs to investigate, and some others stick by his side, you do hear him say in kind of passing, he's not really whispering it, but you do hear him just say in passing, that damnable night swan can't long delay a feed. Everyone, just go to the feast. It will begin soon. Take your seats. Everything's fine.
Night Swan.
Do I know that name?
Do you know that name? Yes, that is a good question for who you are. I
And
think
as a local?
for... Yeah, give me a knowledge local.
Ooh, you betcha. A 19.
The Night Swan is a known vigilante who has been trying to remove the nobles of the county.
There's at the mention of the Night Swan, there's a very disgruntled sigh. That leaves Anastasia as she is Aravid are making their way inside, but she doesn't elaborate on it.
And
Are
that
to
was
share, or is this personal?
Well, I suppose if you're going to be around the town more often, I can tell you that that gentleman or lady or whoever they are, seems to be rather dedicated to trying to take out some nobles for one cause or another. Nothing's really been shared in the local news or even the town gossip, but it's obviously drastic measures instead of just trying to, I don't know, scare somebody out of town. I guess they'd rather go to, and she kind of like waves the waves the bolt with a dangerous direction. Pathetic, really. I don't know why anybody would even try to do something like this. He's doing good for the town. It doesn't make any sense.
I bite my tongue, perhaps a little bit literally, and then go forward. Or if we're like at a table or something, I focus on other things at the mention of that.
You are being directed into the building, into the estate, towards a large hall for feasting.
Then at this point, at the mention of that, I would just kind of pay attention to the road ahead.
Okay. The person who said that the vigilante is damnable, who was Count Bartleby? Or
Yes, that was Count Bartleby as he was walking past Aravid and Anastasia down the stairs.
Okay, thank you.
And eventually, you guys are all led into a large ballroom, which is laid out for feasting. As you all prepare yourselves for sitting and eating, you are firstly shown a odd show of the servants as the meat that is prepared for this feast is paraded out by the estate's servants dressed up as sheep as they walk around and parade the food around and eventually place it on the table. Yes, sheep. People, servants dressed up as sheep.
Oddly enough, I did actually see this one before.
Is there a check for like local customs or practices?
Knowledge local, probably. Or nobility. This is probably like a special thing within the Tanager Jubilee.
Okay. Weird.
Okay, I'll give it a look as well. I'll try to look into it as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of same case. It's likely something special for the feast here at the Tanager.
As an addendum to my previous comment, I would I've been to a fair amount of nobles' dinners, and the rich and wealthy do interesting things to entertain themselves. I've never quite seen this, I'll say, but rich people have weird kicks.
As this parade is going on, can I examine the bolt and try to figure out what kind of poison it was attempting to use?
Sure. Um. Hmm. I feel like that would either fall under craft alchemy or maybe appraise.
I'll take a praise.
I'll give it.
Cool. I don't
No,
fucking
I
know.
won't. I will not give it. It turns out I will not. If there is nothing else of interest watching the parade of servants, eventually food is placed and settled, and you can take your seats as eventually Bartleby Lothheed himself enters the play of influence as he sits at the head of this long table with a noticeable amount of guards around him. And stands and clinks a glass and says, apologies for that unfortunate interruption. And he kind of gives you another look of apology, Anastasia, from where you're sitting, and says, but the Jubilee shall go on. Everyone, enjoy your feast. And he raises his glass, some others do, and then he sits down, and we can throw this up, which will just keep everyone still here, for influence rounds. You guys have some social rounds in which you can influence at the feast, starting with Erev.
You're gonna have to give me just a little second. I want to learn about Honora's negatives.
Okay. Let me go to her. Her weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a sense motive.
You want the number or do you want to roll?
A roll.
Okay. Social thing, blue die, +6. Oh, nice. 24.
Ooh. I take it you have a special die for each thing.
I do. I'm not superstitious, but I still like to organize in that way.
Listening to conversations that she's having with other people at the table, you learn this, which is coming in as a whisper.
Oh, great. Cool.
And you are able to learn that as we move to Kelbion.
I would like to learn the weaknesses of Aaron Nicholas O'Cara.
Alrighty. Ooh, this is an interesting one. You can give me a heal or a sense motive.
I think I'll give a sense.
Okay. You are hearing him talk again with others. Some people are talking about recent events in the world, and you are able to gather this information regarding the Good Baron, which was whispered to you in Roll 20. And as people are getting super secret whispers as they learn about something, we move to Desmond.
I think I'd continue my influence of Baroness Adela Voynam.
Alrighty. Influence. There are some good checks for that. There is sense motive. There's knowledge, geography, or history. There's, if you're a brewer, you can use profession brewer.
Interesting.
And then diplomacy or ride.
Ride. I'll roll with diplomacy.
Okay.
19.
Diplomacy of 19 is not enough to influence.
Unfortunate. All
Whatever
right.
it may be, your words are not being heard.
I guess. All right.
Anna.
I think I'd like to learn because I learned the weakness, because the mother and daughter come as a pair, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I learned their weakness last time. I think I would like to try to influence them, so that if I need to try to convince them to take sides, they are more likely to take the side that I choose.
Okay. That is a... that is part of it. Bluff, knowledge local, knowledge nobility, or diplomacy.
And do I still get that circumstance bonus because they know me and they know my family?
Yes.
And they like me. Okay, cool. I will take diplomacy then.
Okay.
This includes the +2. Jesus.
14.
Wait, that's... Sorry, that should be, I know it's still -1, but it should be a 16.
16, but it's still a 1.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay. You begin talking to the mother-daughter duo, and you can see that the daughter's not really, Sepsinia is not really paying attention to the talk, and the mother, Dame Crab, is just growing rather bored with the conversation, and I hate to break your heart, but you lose a point of influence versus the pair.
Okay.
Aravid. What do we do?
Damn it, I have a mute switch. I would like to start influencing Honora. Try to get her actually on our side now.
Okay, let me find her. Okay, you can do knowledge local. There is perception. There's also survival, bluff, and diplomacy.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Survival, no. Perception, maybe. Bluff could work. Diplomacy could also work. Knowledge local, not gonna work. I'm gonna go with diplomacy.
Alrighty.
And with this introductory conversation, I may or may not make note of a metaphorical snake of a head that may or may not need to be chopped.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch. Okay, well, unless that would modify things, that's a 12.
12.
No, Honora.
You're talking to her. You do not successfully gather a point of influence. But for the first time with any of these NPCs, I can actually roleplay back. She says, well, metaphorical or not, I want nothing to do with it. But I metaphorically won't tell anyone else of this conversation.
Okay.
And we go to Calby.
Alright. I would like to know the strengths of Baron Nicholas Opera.
Alrighty. That would be a perception or sense motive.
Great. Motive it is.
$14. As you kind of begin listening in to conversations he's having with others, maybe you're a bit too far down seated, or there's too much of a crowd or talking with the Baron that you're really not able to hear or learn about what his strengths may be.
Alright.
Desmond.
So is it somehow RPable that I found out that somebody with a high ride skill would be able to influence Adela? Like maybe she brought it up that she was interested in horses or cavalry? Because I'd like to RP it with Anna.
You could have certainly overheard her talking about it.
Okay, so then I think with that overhearing, I think I would slip behind Anna in her seat and whisper, the Baroness seems to be very fond of writing, and as somebody who just survived an assassination and as the champion of the jousting tournament, I think you may be a subject of interest for her.
I see. Well, in that case, the dame over there could probably be advantageously on our side if you were to... How should I put this? Be a tad charming. Got a weakness for a pretty face, and I think you'd do.
I'm flattered. A swap then, if you may.
Sure, just let me take my drink. I will stand up from my seat, grabbing my drink and going over to his seat.
Okay.
All right, so what were the skills that I could use with the mother-daughter duo?
Those were for influence, bluff, knowledge local, knowledge nobility, diplomacy.
Okay, well, I'm going with bluff. Oh, you okay? And I think I get a bonus with nobility since she is a dame. I believe it's a +2. Okay, so I'm going to introduce myself. Hello, I am Sir Desmond Belfry. Go bluff check! Wow.
It's just natural one. Got knights, guys. Jeez, this is insane.
That is funny. Okay. See, part of me is like, that's still a 31, but the other part of me is like, that's a natural 1.
Maybe treat it as a lower number, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna take it in my own hands. How I'm gonna, and you know what? You guys can hold me to this. Unless it's
Okay.
in combat, this roll is going to determine how I treat natural ones during RP.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll a D100.
okay.
I'm gonna stick with my usuals. If it is below 50, it's a natural one.
Okay.
50 and up, we'll allow it.
Wow, 50-50 chance.
50,
Okay.
50.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
No
We're
auto fails
going-
anymore.
Nope,
Outside
we're
of
going
combat.
to allow it. Outside of combat. If you roll a natural 31 with a nat 1 in combat, I'm sorry, that is still a nat 1.
Okay.
But a 31, you are able to influence, you're able to introduce yourself and not make a grievous etiquette error like Anastasia previously did. And you are able to talk her up and chat her up, and you gain back that influence point that was lost.
There we go.
Anna.
Awesome. So switching seats, I will sit next to the Baroness and start talking with her and about stuff. What were her situations for influence?
Knowledge, geography, history, ride, diplomacy.
I will take diplomacy. Does she know who I am? I will say either outside of the party or like based on her feelings about my performance in the jousting tournament.
She would definitely know you from the joust, that's for sure.
Would I have a circumstance bonus with that or no?
I will say if you use ride, you'll get a +2.
Okay. I think I'll take diplomacy this round since my diplomacy is higher even with the +2 to ride. Well, it's not a natural one.
A
Jesus.
16 is not enough to get a point of influence over
Okay.
the Baroness. And as we go to the top, the feast is, this has all been happening over time. You guys have been eating, you guys have been talking, there's the whole feast going on. It's not as quick as boom, boom, boom. But eventually, you notice servants are beginning to clear away tables and chairs, and there's a fanfare of trumpets playing as you all see 6 halflings dressed as Taldan heroes of lore enter, riding in gaudily painted miniature chariots, each pulled by dogs. You notice the servants are rushing to lay out a race course as the drivers are performing japes and buffoonery for the wildly laughing aristocrats.
I love them.
As the great halfling dog charioteer race is taking place, you see guests are lining up and cheering on, getting ready to cheer on champions, and the rules are as follows. Each guest who takes place is given 3 silken sachets filled with brightly colored powder that they can hurl at racers in an attempt to knock them off course or blind the driver. If you wish to take part and bet on a dog charioteer.
Okay, this is really funny. I think Desmond's probably gonna. Is it possible to be like a hype man for like a bonus, like a morale bonus?
Well, the way the game works is just by chance, and you throwing a. Yeah, we can say so. It'll add a rather than each throw reducing their lead by 1 point, a hype man can increase their lead by 1 point. And we'll say there's a hold on. Just for sake, we'll say there is 6 of them. We'll say there's a red racer, a blue racer, yellow racer, orange racer, pink racer, bright green racer.
I like it.
Are the chariots those colors, or are their armors that color?
It's all. They're all decked out in these colors. The chariots and the racer armor, and betting for each racer is starting with 5 gold. You notice some nobles are handpicking their racers, like Titus Lothheed Cassava is picking the yellow racer specifically. He's putting his money on the yellow racer. Adela Voynam is putting money on the green racer, and various other people. Cocklebur is putting money on the red racer. Some people are hand picking their racers, whereas others are just throwing money out for whoever they'd like to see win.
Out of curiosity, would I be able to find out who Nicholas O'Cara places his bets on, or if he's even participating?
We need some goofy music for a race. This is perfect music for a chariot race. Give me a perception, Calbion.
Okay. Alright.
Uh, 18. You can note that Nicholas O'Cara is kind of just thrown in some coin at random, but he does put his coin on the orange racer. And you are also able to notice that during this event, as it's starting, you spot Sir Guzarn's face in the corner, watching it all be set up, and he has a just face of absolute disgust at this event. And as he notes some people taking the sachets of color, he's just looking at them like just like how kind of like disdain, like you're really taking part in this. That's gross kind of look.
It seems like a indignancy to like the heroes if he's a real big fan of the heroes. Is this a parody of Taldor? Like, it seems like it's done in fun, but does this seem like it's done like out of spite?
It doesn't really seem to be the case. It is less Game of Thrones Joffrey's wedding, where they're making fun of the various people in the event, all the halflings in Game of Thrones making fun, and more so this is meant to be a fun event rather than haha, let's make fun of these people who save our land.
Okay, yeah. I am gonna place my bets on blue.
Okay.
I'm gonna place my bet on orange.
I'm going to do something real quick. Currently, and it's 5 gold. Currently there is, these are big numbers. Currently there's 20 on red. If you're putting money on blue, there's currently 25 on blue. There's 10 on yellow. Calbion was yellow or orange? I forgot, sorry.
Orange.
Okay, you're orange. There is 10 on orange. And the other 2 have 5 each. Whoop. Do Aravid and Anna wish to bet? Or take part in the chariot race?
No, I would like to, if it's possible during this time, try to influence some people who are not participating.
You can do that.
Oh, yay.
Yes, for those who are not taking part in the race, they may influence.
I'm gonna abstain for more ideological reasons. But,
Okay.
you know, influence also sounds nice. A round or so. 2, I don't know.
So we will just start in order. As the race starts, Aravid, people are cheering. You have your time to influence.
Well, I'm gonna ask first, is Honora participating in the betting pool?
No, it would be put them down. The folk who are betting are these folk.
Great. Then I'm gonna come in immediately with a bluff and just kind of like say, I apologize. I realize I may have been a bit forthcoming with the jokes. I do appreciate that you are keeping that prior conversation under wraps. That would be a little embarrassing. I'd more just like to get to know who you are, you know?
Okay,
Find
so
a
you're going for that.
repertoire within the locals.
Going for that influence.
I am, and I'm specifically going for bluff just because I'm like, haha, psych on that last bit.
Okay.
Okay, well, it's better. 16. Not
16
great, though.
is not great.
God damn it.
And she does not have a happy looking face on her face. She's listening, but she's not responding. It's just like a look of, why are you still talking to me? As we go to Calbion, who would you like to throw a sachet at? Which racer?
I would like to throw one, and I just want to. Lord Titus is betting for yellow, right?
He is betting on yellow, yes.
I would like to toss. How many rounds is it? Well, I guess we don't know. Like,
There will be 3 laps.
okay. Oh, and I'm guessing each influence round it's gonna be 1 lap basically.
No. There is 1 chance to influence, but 3 laps of the race. 3 laps are taking the same time as the influence. So you and Desmond get your tosses. Anna and Aravid get 1 influence.
I would like to toss one at yellow then.
All right, roll. Just would you like to try and blind the driver or hit the driver, the chariot?
I'd like to hit the driver, not the chariot. I don't believe in hitting dogs.
Okay, roll an attack of your choice.
Okay.
Don't get those mixed up with your bombs.
I don't have-
19. You smack the yellow racer in the face, and they're blind, and they pull back a little bit, successfully hitting them. Lord Titus Lothheed Salva gets a nasty look on his face. Desmond.
So, hyping up blue here, I think I'll RP it as I'll look for the people who look like they have the best aim, and I'll tell them, keep going, look out for this guy, and this guy.
Okay.
All right, but probably following the same rules, right?
Yeah, same rules.
Okay, here we go.
Who are you aiming at?
No, I'm like hyping up blue rather than like aiming to hit anybody in the face.
Oh, then
okay.
you won't be throwing one. They'll just have their lead increased.
Oh, okay, yeah, I will do that for all 3 laps.
Okay, so then I'm gonna roll 3d20 because Lord Titus Cassava and his cronies are throwing 3 bags at Orange.
Why?
And one of them hits, and he is thrown back.
Another natural one. Who knew?
Yeah. Anna.
Is Sir Gull available for influence?
He is not.
Okay. Then I would like to see if I can deduce. Yeah, let's see if I can deduce the strength from Lothid.
All right, Bartleby.
Yes.
All right. Discovering his strength, that is a knowledge and ability or sense motive.
I will take sense motive, and I've asked it on everything so far. How about a circumstance bonus because I got shot in the leg to save him?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Uh, 17?
You can hear him talking over this event, talking to some other nobility, and you learn this of him.
Yay, knowledge. Okay, got it.
Okay, and I'm gonna roll some d10s in order, starting with red. Red, we're gonna go from, yeah, I mean, red's in first place. That's how we're gonna do it. It may be a net 1, but no, 10 down. So red is in last place. So blue. Okay. Here is yellow's positioning. They are in 8th. Well, not 8th. They're in, so last place, 5th place. If anyone gets higher, they would be in 2nd, but they could be in 1st right now. Here is orange. Okay. Here is pink. Okay, and here is green. So pink is in 1st, followed by yellow, followed by orange, then green, then blue, then red. Calbion, you can throw something.
Alright. I'm gonna toss one at yellow.
Okay. You are tossing to blind the driver, and it misses. Desmond, you're still hyping your boy?
Yep.
All right. The cronies are throwing 3 bags at Orange.
Wow.
One of them hits the chariot itself. And then we go back to positions. Here's red. Okay. I should just roll a d6. There's 6 of them. But it says d10. So blue, they are tied. Yellow, orange. Wow, orange is still doing pretty good. Pink. They are tied, and then green. Okay. Back around, Calbion. I skipped you because you only get one social influence.
Oh, I thought we got one per round. Okay. Never mind. Okay. I got knowledge I needed.
Quick question. Like, how thick is the satchel in my hand?
It's like a cornhole bag.
Okay, I'm wondering if it's possible to lodge that in, Yellow's wheel, possibly, just to like stop it from moving.
That would be under throwing it at the chariot.
All right.
Alright, you strike the chariot and it goes flying backwards. It is definitely gonna be messes up with the dog and the wheels and kind of locks it in place to let the other drivers ahead. Desmond. You've killed the dog.
Oh no. All right. So how is the hype thing actually influencing the guy?
Blue's not doing great. He's getting closer to first, but he's not doing too hot. He's middle of the field.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hype him up again.
Alright, so this is the final round. This is the final lap of numbers to figure out who's where. That's red. Here's blue. They are tied. Here is... Oh, and I forgot to throw the 3 at orange. Hold on. 2 of them hit. Okay. Here is yellow. I'm going to give him a -2. Okay. Orange gets a -2. Okay. And then pink. And then green. So green comes in first. Followed by red and blue. And then pink, yellow, and then orange is last. So everyone who put money on green gets double their investments. And then the people who put money on red and blue just get back the money that they put on them. As like a consolation. Everyone else's bets go to the house. And as the racing concludes, once more, Bartleby Lothheed, the host, pipes up and says, yes, now wasn't that just fun? Everyone, for our final show of the evening of day 1 of this event, please come with me. There will be dancing and some other festivities to be had before you all bid farewell for your nightly rest, for you must have your energy ready for the great hunt tomorrow. And he leads you all into a lavish ballroom, where you can dance. There are drinks being passed around, but most importantly, you can influence people, starting with Aravid.
Okay, well, I think before influencing, I would try to bump into any of the 3 others in my group and just kind of. I really think that Tribute Honora would be a very useful asset, but she's being a little difficult. Maybe one of you would have better luck.
Difficult, you say.
All
right.
I don't know. I guess I'll try to influence Bartleby himself.
Alrighty. Trying to influence Bartleby himself. That will be knowledge, nobility, sense, motive, bluff, diplomacy.
Okay,
Just-
roughly the same thing.
Just throw a cornhole bag at him.
Knowledge nobility is. I should ask: Are there? Not that you have to tell me what they are, but are there different DCs, or are all of the skills to the same DC?
There are different DCs. Some are easier than
Oh
others.
shit! Okay. So bluff, diplomacy, knowledge, nobility, and sense motive. I'll go with knowledge, nobility.
Okay.
Come on, social die. +7. Oh, okay. 22. Catching back up.
22. You are able to gain a point of influence over your good host, Bartleby Lothied.
I assume we
As
just sort
in-
of talk about nobility type things. I'm not getting too invested in conversation. I just
Yeah.
want to influence him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just a simple conversation, possibly about the party. And he says, thank you for coming. You know, I heard that you and your friends were part of the new estate nearby. It's good to meet new neighbors. Thank you for coming. Calbion.
I would like to influence our necklace O'Kara.
Alrighty. Okay, that is a handle animal, ride, or diplomacy.
I'll go with diplomacy then.
Alright, you are able to gain another point of influence on him. Perhaps talking about the events that have been occurring over the day. You are able to gain favor with him. As we go to Desmond.
Hello, honorary tribune Honora Piscum. My name is Desmond. I'm gonna throw a bluff check at her.
Alright. $40. You are able to gain a point of influence over her.
Yay!
As she lets you in her cold demeanor, and you are able to begin conversation.
Good.
I would like to see if I can discover a weakness of the Baroness.
Adela.
Yes.
Okay, that is a sense motive.
Okie dokie. Do I still get that +2 circumstance bonus for... No, I don't. Never mind. I got to delete that. Because that was for ride, not for sense motive. Okay, here we go. 11.
You are unable to get anything out of her.
Okay, thank you.
At the top of Aravid, as everyone's dancing and talking, you all, all of you, it's just happened to be at the top of the round, you all notice that a rather attractive woman, around her late 40s, has entered the room, and you notice immediately everyone kind of begins looking at her entrance and begin whispering and talking to each other. What would you like to do?
A nobility check?
Sure.
Knowledge local.
Perception or nobility would be needed for here, if anyone would like to do something.
I'll do perception.
Yeah, I'll go the nobility route, I guess. Ugh. 13.
13. So, Desmond and Calbion, you hear people talking and some gossip, identifying the newcomer as... Let's see, where is she? As Duchess Velito Lothheed, Count Bartleby's aunt, and the absentee Duke Lothheed's wife.
Oh.
And you all hear, after a few moments of genuine surprise at everyone gossiping at this gathering, she walks in and formally introduces herself. Hello, everyone. I am the Duchess Lothheed. It is good to see you all at this party. And then begins walking in for the dance, where, Aravid, you have your turn if you would like to do anything with this knowledge. For purposes, I don't know if I have a token, maybe I do, but she is technically on the field of influence.
Sure, I want to know her weaknesses. Let's go.
Hey.
I want to know the weaknesses of all of the Lothheeds. Except Martella. Martella's cool.
Let me see something.
Oh, I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I need to read something real quick.
Okay.
Okay. I apologize. I need to read something. As you go up to her to begin conversation, almost immediately she tries to take your hand and dance, if you agree.
Me?
Yes.
Fuck, I'll dance. Yeah, let's dance with the MILF.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. I can be elegant on my feet.
All right. Give me. Let's see. You can give me a bluff, or if you have perform, dance.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't put a lot of stock into which category I put into perform, so I also don't have any ranks there, so we're gonna do bluff. Dancing with a bluff check, I guess. Well, don't mind if I do. 26.
26. Okay. You begin dancing with the Duchess, and you can tell that she is having the time of her life right now. And you can notice that she's definitely seemed to have taken a liking to you, Aravid.
Yeah. Sorry.
And she says, she says, "Oh, it is so good to see new faces in the estate. You must come back one day, perhaps after hours, and I could give you a greater tour."
That
You
would be
know,
lovely.
Bartleby is such a talker. It's wonderful that he's got new folk to attend these events.
Yes, that is delightful.
Okay. As you are dancing on the dance floor, we move to Calbion.
Alright, do I know how many points of influence I have on Nicholas O'Cara already?
There are currently, I will tell you, there are currently 3 points of influence. I will not tell you how many you need, but there are 3.
I will try to influence again.
Okay. So again, that is diplomacy, ride, handle animal. Diplomacy, okay. That is another point of influence. As we go to Desmond.
All right. I am going to continue influencing Nora.
All right.
Is bluff still the check?
Bluff is still a check.
All right, here we go.
$32. Okay, that is another point towards Honora as you are getting through her cold demeanor and begin conversation. She is another one of those who notes that most nobles are useless, but this conversation is decent enough. She even brings up Aravid's attempt at conversation and called him rather boring.
Oh, that's okay. Aravid's having a lot of fun right now.
As we go to Anna.
I will try and influence the Baroness again. Diplomacy?
All right. The diplomacy is available. You can also do, again, ride, knowledge, geography, history. I will say diplomacy is one of the harder checks.
Can I still get that +2 circumstance bonus to ride?
I would give it, yes, because she was impressed.
Okay, I'll take that then. Come on, dice. Be nice. That's a nice number. Thank you. Good God.
You are starting your influence. That is 1 point towards the Baroness.
Huzzah! Awesome. That'll end my turn.
Actually, yeah, some other people have been influencing her, so there's an extra point. Okay, 1 second. Be sorry. No. That is what happens. At the top again, though, Aravid, Bartleby actually comes by and kind of breaks up the dance and begins talking to the Duchess and says, I insist you must go back upstairs. I'm sorry. My aunt is aging and easily confused, and kind of gives you a look, Aravid, and says, shouldn't be taken advantage of, and begins shooing her upstairs, and she kind of pouts and then gives you a look back as she is moved upstairs. Which for the time puts the Count out of position.
Okay, well, as I pass away from leaving Bartleby, I'm just going to account that you mistake me for another, perhaps. I have no intention of taking advantage of anyone. And I'll move on to I don't know, I'll go to the crabs.
Okay.
Subsina specifically if I can, otherwise both of them.
Technically, yeah, they are of one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll try to influence them.
Bluff, knowledge local, knowledge nobility, diplomacy.
Okay. Bluff, local, nobility, diplomacy. It seems I am most successful when I use my background and go with nobility, so we'll just do that. Not awful, but also definitely not great. 15. Middle of the road.
If you don't get anywhere with the duo crabs, but they are not disappointed at your effort.
Okay.
They are having polite conversation back and seem to be okay with it. It's really more the mother crab talking rather than the daughter. But it is still fine conversation as we move to Calbion.
Alright, I want to talk to Nicholas again, except I'm gonna say something along the lines of, I'm glad that this party is going well and that it didn't turn into another tragedy like the massacre. And I guess it's just sort of I guess just sort of show a feeling of like regret that occurred on such a day.
Mm-hmm. And I will say that will uh, lower his DC of influence as he responds with, "Yes, that was a tragedy, so it is nice to be at another event that is more fun." And that is, again, diplomacy, ride, handle animal.
Alright, I will go with diplomacy.
Okay. You have another point towards influencing. As you trade conversation of the tragedy that day, he makes note of not noticing you because you're in your Calbion getup, but of some of the other new faces that he hasn't noticed before. He does bring up Aravid and Desmond and the whole event as a whole, and says again, how happy he is to be at a gathering of nobility that has less bloodshed than that. For that was a rather violent day. And we go to Desmond.
I'm gonna keep chatting this honorary up. I'm fully convinced that Arvid is correct.
Alrighty.
Here's my bluff check.
Bluff
Hey,
check.
Twinsies.
You gain another point of influence. Congratulations. She's opening up more, talking about the situation of the town that you have taken over. And isn't as cold and distant as she was with Aravid.
All right, sounds good.
Anna.
I think I would like to try to learn her weakness now. Now that I've kind of broken through the little barrier, I'm talking to her, so I want to see what I can learn now. So that's sense motive.
Adela?
Yes.
Yes, that is a sense motive for the weakness.
Okay. Uh, 14.
14. She is one cold-hearted person. She does not play her weaknesses to her face.
Okay. Good.
At the top of the third, Bartleby comes back down, kind of frazzled, but he is back on the field.
After what he accused me of, I'm not going to interact with him. I want to stay with the crabs.
Stay with the crab people.
Crab people. I'm gonna... I don't really like talking nobility. I'll do it if I have to, but I think I'm going to switch over to bluff.
Okay.
Okay. 22.
22. You gain a point of influence over the mother crab. And that is exactly what I have in my notes. Mother crab.
Mother crab.
Mother crab. I also just put in my notes, Aravid wooed Duchess Lothied.
You goddamn right I did.
Why, guys, if you could see my notes, I have a lot of notes. Just leave it at that. And a lot of it's random. Calbion! Sticking with the Baron?
Yes I am. Let's see what to say next. Yeah, I think I'll just try to influence him again. Just sort of
Alright.
try to see if, talk about more about, like, since he was at the event, if he would be willing to, like, discuss, like, what really happened that day.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Roll your diplomacy. 24. 5. Congratulations, you've hit enough influence points to I tried saying switch and swap. You gain enough influence points to switch his attitude towards you all to friendly. And as you're talking about the event, the Baron says, enough talk about that horrible event. I noticed that you came in the same cart as the other group of people who have inherited the new estate and the town of Stakis. Is that correct?
And I said, that is correct.
He holds out his hand for you to shake, and he says, well then, how about to new friendship and perhaps helping each other, helping out friends. Should you need it, I can send you building supplies, some artisans, and timber even to improve your lands in the coming days. I know Stakis is kind of somewhat downridden and could use assistance, and to its new owners, I'm more than welcome to help.
I take his hand and I say, I would definitely welcome that help. It was an honor to talk to you.
And he says, and same to you. To new friendships, and he raises a glass.
New friendships.
Clink. Desmond.
I want a friend. Honorary
Not too
Tribune
bad.
Onara. Will you be my friend? Let me lie to you some more.
Oh my god.
Okay. A bluff.
That friendship is going to be built on unstable foundation. It'll never last.
Congratulations, you've turned her friendly. And
thank
she, somewhat similar, says, again, similar to the Baron, and says, I saw you come in with those who have taken over the town of Stakis. It doesn't have the best reputation, but I'm more than willing to... You've been such a good talk, I'm more than willing to speak up your willingness to help the town, if that is the case, and spread the word to its locals to look for you for help.
That would be most appreciated. Thank you.
And by turning her friendly, your reputation in the town of Stakis and the attitude towards you improves by 1.
Hey! Yay, lying!
Our reputation has gone up. From lying. Frequently.
Fun fact, this, and I'll just spoil it because it's going to happen eventually, this book is literally town building. You guys
Sick.
get
I love
to,
that.
by your influence and talking to people and doing certain things, as stated in the previous sessions, you guys have a town, depending on what you do, either tears down or builds up an entire town in this county.
Sweet.
Which I think is pretty fun. Anna.
I think I'm gonna try to influence Adela. I think I'm gonna keep going with that, and I will use ride.
Okay.
Hey, that's nice.
8. That is a point of influence. Congratulations. You are talking about the event. She is complimenting you on your beating of Lord Titus, how he has never been dethroned before until now.
I would.
And she's further impressed and glad that it was a woman who did it.
I would make the joke that if I had another chance to knock him off his horse, I would.
And she laughs. I believe this is round 4 now, Aravid.
Um. I might as well stay with the crabs. I could smooth things over with Bartleby. But yeah, I'll stay with the crabs, and I'll try to like pull in Sepsina into the conversation, and probably subsequently fail and get drawn back to Parthena. But I'm still gonna do that.
Okay.
And we're gonna try to stay away from bluff as much as possible. It got me a foothold at least, but I'm gonna go diplomacy this time.
All right.
Okay. 21.
21. You get a point of influence.
Yay, Parthena, mother crab.
It is definitely like you try and bring in the daughter, but Dame Crab kind of shifts it back to just the two of you.
Yeah, I expect that.
Calbion. What is Calbion doing?
Okay. Oops. I was on mute. I'm gonna actually try to take a look around the ballroom, see if there's anything out of place. See if like maybe the Night Swan is possibly has one more trick before the entire ball or before the night ends.
Sure. Give me a perception. You are looking around. You do not notice anything out of the ordinary, nothing related to this night swan. You do not see anything that may throw off your ticker.
All right.
If that's all. Because you didn't see anything, if you would like to influence someone, I will give you a chance. You can keep up with the Baron. Anyone else?
I suppose I'll talk to Okara asking, how's the trade for this town? Like, do merchants come by and sell their products here, or how has the condition of the town been? Since I'm trying to get myself familiar with, I guess, running the town itself.
Mm-hmm. All right, give me a diplomacy. He says, "Oh well, it used to be a really good trading town, the town of Stockies, but the Gold Road has recently fallen into disrepair, and no one's the town hasn't had the coin to repair it, or any of the means to repair it recently, and it has stopped most of the trade coming in and out of town. But with new folk like you overseeing the town, surely it should be built up in no time."
Noted. Thank you for the info.
Desmond.
Right. I think I will approach Bartleby.
All right.
Which checks are those?
To influence,
Yes.
knowledge, nobility, sense, motive, bluff, diplomacy.
Eat my bluff. The highest one of the night.
All right. That is a point towards influencing the count.
as we move to Anna.
Can I make a brief scan of the room and see if somebody I know is here?
Sure. That is what I figured.
Okay. Perception, right?
Yep.
Okay. 12.
You do not see whether it's the crowded room or they just aren't here. You do not.
Okay. Then I would like to try to get another influential points against Adela. Or with Adela.
Alrighty.
Rad, baby. Yeah, 17.
17. Alright. You get a point of influence.
Huzzah! She really likes me.
And as you get a point of influence and time has passed, the Count Bartleby comes to the head of the room and says, "Attention everyone, thank you for taking part in all these events and games, but I do believe it is now time for all of us to retire to our rooms and get our energy back for the great events tomorrow. I will see you all bright and early on the morrow. You should all have your jesters to lead you to your rooms. Thank you for coming to the Tanager Jubilee, and I look forward to our hunt." And your jester, Purple Finch, eventually finds you all to lead you to your rooms.
I will bid everyone a goodbye and return to my home, informing everybody that I will be back bright and early in the morning to join the festivities.
Very well. Travel safely, Anastasia.
I shall, thank you. And I shall, thank you. And I do recommend that all of you bolt your doors and windows tonight. If something is happening to the to our lordship, we need to make sure that everybody else remains safe. So be careful.
Thanks for the advice.
And with that, I will take my leave, retrieve my horse, and head home.
How about the other three?
I think I would pull the other two aside and say, I wonder if it wouldn't be a bad idea if we patrolled the building, taking turns, just keeping an eye out for suspicious activity.
I'll patrol I can patrol a good amount of time if anyone else is up for it.
I'm not gonna just let you get no rest. Game Master, was the Duchess offer for like later tonight or just some other time?
It was indeed later tonight.
Okay.
Although she really didn't give you a meeting point. She just said,
no.
Let me show you around.
I'll offer to take first watch, I suppose, in that case.
That's pretty great. Seems like you have accommodations ready. Very well. I shall take second watch, I suppose.
I suppose I'll follow last.
All right.
Purple Finch does lead you to your rooms, but you are able to leave your rooms.
Okay, delightful.
Because there is still all the jesters are still actively leading people to their rooms and stuff. But once everyone is settled in, Aravid, do you want to give me a perception?
Yeah, I can do that. What's my perception bonus? I keep forgetting it. Is it a 6? Is it an 8? It's something. It's an 8.
It certainly is.
Aww. Lame. 11.
N11. Are you actively walking the estate? Or are you just looking out in the room that you guys share? Or your various rooms?
Well, given that I wasn't particularly given a specific location, if Duchess is even actually mentally sound, and I imagine she is, but I wasn't given a place, so I'll just stick around where she or her guards or whoever would know where I am. So no full monitoring, but just around our room basically.
Okay.
That was a very rambling way to say I'm staying put.
So you're staying in your room or around your room?
Yeah, around.
Like maybe peeking out in the hallway, walking around just a little bit, that type deal?
Yeah.
Not straight far.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep a wider purview than just our room and what I can see from it, but it's still gonna center around the room.
Okay. You begin walking around, just kind of maybe walking a little bit down the hallway. You leave your room, kind of take a little walk. When you do hear a voice behind you, and let's see if I can put her token on the board. She is in the bestiary. She's a beast.
Is she now? She's a dragon.
Here she is.
It's just Malphine Trant.
It was me all along in disguise, haha.
CR annoying.
Here she is.
Let
me shrink this man.
Shrink that man?
You hear a voice behind you, that of the Duchess, saying, "Oh, it's you. It is so good that I found you again. I don't remember if I got your name."
No, I don't believe you did. My name is Aravid Malasoka. I'm admittedly a little surprised to see you wandering about the guest chambers like this. But it is wonderful to see you again.
I was walking around and I couldn't remember if I told you to meet me anywhere, so I took a guess.
Yes, well, I would be lying if I said that I didn't think about that and stuck around.
Well, about that tour that I
Yes.
said I would give.
Absolutely. Before we start, does she look off in any way besides just an elderly individual? Moderately elderly individual.
Give me a perception.
Perception, okay. She doesn't even look that old. Oh, okay. 24.
24. No, just
Okay. Well, in that case, that assuages my fears.
Okay.
Let's go get a tour.
You are given a tour. She is walking around the place. One of the places she takes you to is the veranda. She walks you to a marble porch overlooking a garden of bushes, green grass, and hedges cut into rampant lions and owls, all arranged around a fountain. Even in the nighttime, there's twittering and hooting of some songbirds arranged in gold cages. And one thing that she points out that you notice is in the darkness of the garden, now that it is night and the guests have gone to bed, you notice that some of the topiary, specifically the lions, are actually moving around and take note of you and begin kind of walking up to investigate with a docile look on their face to the newcomer in the garden.
I'm gonna reach out.
You reach out and you begin petting the lion plant, and the Duchess Lothid says, "Oh, yes, aren't they something else? We are quite proud of our topiaries."
Oh, they're lovely. It makes sense. Oftentimes a quiet and careful demeanor can bring out the best in us. They seem to be a bit shy before, with all the festivities.
Yes, and it is rather nice to see them. It is rather nice that you accepted my tour. You see, Bartleby doesn't normally let me out to wander the estate, so it is nice to have an excuse to see the wonders again.
That won't do. It's a shame to hear. And then, as time goes on, I've pet the plant lions for long enough.
Yes. Now, would you like to see the library? We have quite a large library dedicated to various works.
Yes, please. Lead the way.
And she begins leading the way to the library. You pass some guards who are positioned. Give me a sense motive.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. Well, they're quiet, so I don't think the +1 against lying is going to matter, but I got a 25.
25. You pass two guards who are just kind of patrolling the estate itself, and you notice that they're not really paying attention to you. They don't care that you're walking the halls. They immediately eyes on the Duchess with almost like a look of worry, and then one of them flips on their heel and begins walking in a different direction as the other begins walking past you. And the other one walking in the different direction has some pep in their step.
Uh-huh. Excuse me. I would like to catch up to the pepped guard. Does there seem to be a problem?
He's still walking as you're kind of having this conversation, but he does eventually kind of turn around and says, the Duchess is not supposed to be out this late after the events, so I'm off to tell her nephew, the owner of the estate. It's rather an important matter, if you wouldn't mind. Go back to your room and enjoy the get your energy for the festivities in the morning. And then goes to turn back on his heel.
This does make much sense, but I vow to keep her safe. And I will return her to the safety of her chambers, so be it, if that is what is necessary.
Well, you're not, unless you are lying and you're going to stab her in the back, but I don't think you're lying for a bluff.
No, I actually want a good tour and I want some good stuff. That's good.
You can give me a diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Okay. Same skill, but same modifier, but it matters to me. Oh, god damn it. Okay, well, 14.
14. You kind of get a little bit past his guard and says, "All right, as long as you bring her back to her chambers, but as long as you wouldn't mind one of us accompanying you."
Sure. I don't see an issue with that.
And
we're off to the library, and I will start making my way back to the Duchess's side.
You notice that the Duchess wasn't really paying attention to the conversation, just kind of wandering the halls, looking at all the various paintings with wonder on her face. And the guard does walk back and kind of nods his head, off to the library. And eventually, you begin your walk towards this library. It is a well-stocked room containing detailed works on a variety of fascinating subjects. You find, walk in, she says, "We have quite a number of antiques on display in this room as well. We have a timepiece here, as this was always my favorite." And she shows you this wonderful, functioning timepiece. But it is a room of wonder. There are a bunch of different books. You can see her going through some. I've always liked the ones telling the tales of the heroes of old.
Oh. Yes, I'm quite a fan of those stories as well. Fictional or otherwise.
She turns to look at you and says, "Oh, speaking of stories, what is yours? How have you come to be in my nephew's party?"
Well, I hail from Apara. I hold a minor officiant status there. We've done some favors for Martella, and she thought of us to bring along in regards to the old manor that is needed the deed handed off. And so we're taking care of that and enjoying the company of those around us here.
Martella, how is she? It is such a shame how she has ended up. I do wish to see her again one day.
I'm sure we'll be able to get that.
Good to
But
have new neighbors
Martella
of
is
the third
in.
name.
Yes. Martella is in good health.
Ah, that is good to hear. Would you like to read any books? Does anything interest you?
Sure. I'll try to take a quick peek at some books.
Sure. You just give me your perception.
Okay. 16, I think.
16. You flip through some books.
18.
18. You begin flipping through some books just quickly enough to give you this.
Oh. Okay.
How much
That's
time
great.
do you spend doing the tour? Because she will continue showing you places to the point where it will likely even pass the other twos or start the other twos' time to search.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no more than what would be necessary for me to wake the next person. So I don't know. At least one more stop.
One more stop. Okay. She begins walking you in a direction further into the estate. Give me a sense motive.
Okay, things are getting serious. I don't particularly know what this is for, but that is a 20 or 21 if lying is involved. I don't know why it would be.
You begin walking in a direction, and as you kind of maybe eye the guard who's following you, you actually see, with the direction you're walking, you see the look on his face go from worry to, oh, I'm happy that we're going in this way. Okay, this makes me feel better.
I'll give him a polite smile. Like, everything's fine, dude.
And you enter, she brings you through corridors, fancy corridors, and eventually you enter a room that could only be described as a royal sitting room. There are alternating bookshelves and paintings lining the walls in this large warm space. Warm colors and plush carpeting and overstuffed furniture all combine to give extra to the warmth, while the scent of tobacco hangs faintly in the air. And the Duchess Lothid says, I do not wish to take up too much of your time, so I thought the last stop could be you walking me back to my room. If you wish,
course.
I have various items in my own private library here, if you wish to read.
That is delightful. I must be getting back soon, but perhaps a few minutes.
Oh, well, I would love to continue this. Give me a perception check as you're in the room and continuing conversation.
Okay. Okay, I did roll, but it's still an 18.
You notice her turn around and go towards a desk as she's saying, I would like to
give you something as a thank you for allowing me to enjoy my time in the estate and having a new friend to make, someone new to talk to. And as she turns and begins walking towards a desk to grab an item, you notice among the paintings that line the wall, there is an empty painting, one that seems like the outline of a figure is missing, and you see that there's a small plaque on the frame that reads, "My Villetto, in loving memory, P." And she turns around and walks to you and places a tobacco pipe in your hand.
Oh.
It is kind of engraved gold filigree, very fancy. And she says, "I would like to give this to you as thanks for making my night complete.
Oh.
I hope that the good guard outside would be able to find you back to your room. And I do hope we can see each other again."
This is very generous of you. I would enjoy this again. Come then, and I'll direct that at the guard.
And you walk out. He closes the doors, and the room falls quiet as a night out on the town, night out on the estate, and getting ready for the other two to take their watches before day 2 is where we shall call the session. Halfling chariots and romance. Who thought that would have been happening in a campaign about sabotaging people and going behind backs, huh?
Yeah, there's always some room for some romance around the stabby, sabotagey, bluffing, lying thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
And for dogs to spin out. Yeah, that was exciting.
Heckin' great. Well, thank you so much for the game. So much fun to be back playing with everybody, to be in war for the crown. But for now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, YouTube. See you next time in session 17.
And Pie?
As always, good pie and stay sweet, yo.